What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Craftavore Tastes. And today we're digging into a beer from Short's Brewing Company out of Elk Rapids, Michigan. This is their Melt My Brain. So, Melt My Brain is a golden ale brewed with coriander, juniper, berries, and lime with tonic water added, coming in at 4% ABV. So if you are a fan or know anything about cocktails, that ingredient list should have just rung a little bell for you. Yeah, so this beer is actually brewed with the inspiration behind it and to make a gin and tonic cocktail. So yeah, I'm super excited to dive into this one. I love me some gin and tonics. And I'm really interested to see just how close Shorts came to replicating that flavor profile in a beer. So thanks so much to my buddy Jim for hooking me up with this can. This one's going to be interesting. So let's go ahead and get things started, shall we? Let's go ahead and get this guy into a glass, take a look at the appearance, get the aroma tasted, and of course we're going to rate it. So, all right, as I said, coming in at 4% ABV. It's a golden ale. So let's go ahead and pour that guy out. Wow. Interesting. All right. Turn this guy right over there to the camera. All right, so appearance of the beer. What does she look like? Well, straight up, and to be perfectly honest with you, looks like ginger ale. So it's a golden ale. As you can see, it's essentially kind of, yeah, I mean, it is, I wouldn't necessarily call it straw yellow at all, actually. It looks and appears pretty much kind of like ginger ale, right? Like, it's extremely a pale kind of yellow color. There's a lot of effervescence and a lot of carbonation going on in this particular beer. So we got ourselves just about maybe less than a quarter finger of kind of head with a lot of protruding, carbonation popping through the beer. And it's coming across just like a little bit airy and a little bit kind of fizzy. So like, obviously, from the standpoint with tonic water added, you would imagine that the appearance is going to follow suit in exactly as to what is appearing right now with the beer. So, yeah, that's the appearance, man. Let's go ahead and give ourselves an aroma. Wow. Interesting. So, smells like a goza to me, to be honest. Yeah, so like obviously there is a second here, lime. I'm not seeing any particular salt or anything like that, but obviously that lime is definitely popping through. Yeah, and the aroma has, similar aromas of what you are going to get from, a goza. So there is obviously some tartness in the aroma. Backed up with obviously a bit of that kind of overwhelming kind of lime-ish kind of flavor you can get obviously again. So tartness in the nose, backed up with a little bit of lime, and then even in the nose I'm kind of getting like a little bit of salinity or minerality. So I'm kind of wondering where that's coming from. I'm not really honestly getting any of the coriander or juniper or any of the kind of botanicals, which I thought I would get maybe more of a little bit more prominent aroma. But to be perfectly honest with you, yeah, I mean, it kind of just smells like your standard kind of a goza with lime. All right, so let's go ahead and give her a taste. Cheers. Thank you, Jim. Oh, holy shit, that's crazy. Wow. So in the taste is where all of that kind of botanicals are coming through. So yeah, totally. Getting kind of a big pop of kind of coriander kind of note going on there. That's, making the flavor of the beer taste a little bit green and herbaceous, followed in with those very distinct juniper berries. And then what's super weird is you get a huge pop of bitterness that quickly washes away, but not a hop bitterness, but rather the bitterness that comes with quinine that's in tonic water. That is freaking nuts. Going back in for another taste. Wow, that is crazy. Oh, what a freaking fun beer, man. Wow. And you know what the nuttiest part about it is? Not only is it fun, and that tonic water like works kind of brilliantly with a bit of the tartness and sourness of the beer in and of itself alongside of that lime. which obviously is meant to be, lime and a gin and tonic, right, as a garnish and also squeezed in. Um, it just completely freaking works. Like, it totally works. That is absolutely freaking wild. What a fun ass freaking beer. And not only that, I mean, yeah, it delivers and tastes literally like a gin and tonic. So super cool. I'm going back in for one more taste and then we'll rate it. Oh my god, I love it. Holy smokes, I love it. Wow. Super awesome. All right, let's go ahead and give this one a rating. Shorts Brewing Company's Melt My Brain, a gin and tonic golden ale coming in at 4% ABV. Man, this is freaking hard. Wow, so I gotta like essentially rate this thing based on what my perception and expectations of what this beer were going to be. I was told that this beer was going to taste like a gin and tonic and mimic the notes and flavors and profile of a gin and tonic. And it does. Like, it absolutely does. And it doesn't do it in all that gimmicky of a way. They figured out a way to kind of take the flavor profiles of a cocktail, mix it together with a bit of traditional kind of goza elements, and then put it together in this particular beer. And man, it just freaking works. Swear to God, 5 caps. Without question. And I'm putting it in the perspective to say, it is a 5 cap beer from me, simply based on the fact that I went into this thinking that it was going to taste like a gin and tonic, and it absolutely 100% does. The flavor profiles totally freaking work, and it's a super fun beer. Awesome. 5 caps for the Craftavore Taste. That'll do it for this episode. I hope you join me again for another episode where I drink, I review, I rate, and then I repeat. Cheers, guys.